please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to Omegon 2 Electric Boogaloo. Today we're going to look at two videos that were tweeted out by Ollie London, because last week's went really well with the age play. This week, not age play. No, but these videos are interesting enough that we should give them the time of day. Give them a thorough response. One fit for this channel, where I might insult them. It's highly likely, because I can't do it on Omegon. Do smash the like here though. Let's see if we can get this channel up to 10k by the end of the year. Thank you.
Okay, so I apologize for the delay, but it's Casper here, and we're going to talk about the trigender gender identity.
I've heard of trigender. I actually have. I can't remember for the life of me what it is, but I'm almost certain, based on what we know so far, trigender being the word, we can work it out quite quickly. Tri usually means three. Gender, three genders. This makes things a bit complicated. Now, if an identity involves experiencing three genders, do you experience them one at a time or together? If they are together, does that not make it a form of fluid gender, which would then make you just gender fluid? But because attention seekers got to attention seek, you have to make it seem like you are something unique and different, when you're not. Seriously, you all look the same. It's quite embarrassing at this point.
The trigender gender identity is one where the prefix pretty much says it all. Tri meaning three.
As opposed to what everyone else thinks of you, a try-hard. Gender, of course, where one has to go to extraordinary lengths to stand out. By the way, you look like what would happen if Raoul Reynolds from Enter Shikari's head had been smashed into a car first.
So basically, trigender people are those who have three gender identities.
I don't suppose any of those include talking to yourself, do they? Because this feels like a degree of separation.
The most common combination would be male, female, and genderless.
So I did bother to look up the definition for this, and it says that this experience may be simultaneous or fluid. An individual could be demigirl, neutroid, and agender, for example. I assume neutoire is neutered. Yes, I'm being a dickhead here. If you want to correct me, go right ahead. I don't care. But with this definition, I struggle to grasp at the concept of how you can be female, male, and genderless at the same time. Genderless is not a gender identity, it's a lack of identity, isn't it? So how does that work? Your premise is faulty from the offset, which in turn leads me to find, well, potentially more discrepancies. We here do like discrepancies. It affords us the opportunity to offer additional critique where critique is required, and mockery for the bants.
But that doesn't always have to be the only combination.
Well, of course not. If there are 72 genders and you choose 3 of them, the combinations are, well, quite vast, actually. You could argue, if you think about it, there are over 2,700, in fact, combinations you can go with. It's good mathematics. It gives you greater odds at being your own unique individual. Oh, wow! When really, it can be boiled down to one. Eyebrows so far apart they appear to have fetal alcohol syndrome, and the attention seeking because you've got father issues. Your gender is unique.
Alright, thank you for watching. So next video, I'm going to discuss a more or less common known gender identity. And this one is called Hydra. So stay tuned.
Wait, you did more? You realize I now have to go to your TikTok page to understand this? And for those who didn't realize, yeah, I actually went and looked while recording this. And yes, Hydra is a gender identity you are talking about in a separate video. In fact, your entire TikTok page is what you've dubbed queer educational. I don't know if there's any truth to that, or whether it could be regarded as a form of fact. I just found it amusing that on all your videos the comments are turned off. I wonder why. Noggin jogging, Almond's World doing their thing, and let's go to the video number 2 before I end up coming back here because I'll have extra time left over, no doubt. Actually, you know what? No. Let's play a small clip to understand the Hydra gender identity before we go to video number 2.
Hi, it's Casper here, and we are going to discuss the Hijra gender identity. So Hijra people are culturally specific to Southeast Asia and India. So Hijra are male-born eunuchs who identify as something else, whether woman, genderless, or Hijra people.
You know, earlier when I made a remark about eunuchs? Yeah, I didn't expect that. I'll give you that. The next video that Ollie London had tweeted out is something else, and probably nowhere near as funny.
Conversations where people are pushing child-led content more and telling us that
Who's that?
everybody just thinks this is a FaceTime. There's 13,000 people there.
That?
What? It's a friend. Don't click the screen. I don't know what happens if you click screens. I don't know what anything does.
For this to make sense, Ollie London's tweet, old video exposes TikTok dad who made his 6-year-old trans using his children for attention to get famous. The man in question is Jonathan Jolly, because yes, I went to the TikTok account gbert and then found Jonathan Jolly as a tag. Turns out this goes down a rabbit hole, an interesting one. But let's go a little bit further into this video before we potentially pull up another to get more context on this cretin.
I don't know what anything does.
I think what I'll do, since your children are home, I'm uncomfortable with there being so many people on the live and a child involved. So, but thank you for your time. I do really appreciate it. You've lovely children and they seem very high spirited. But I think the transition from the YouTube to daily blogger to the TikToks, I think means that people expect that what's on your TikTok is your whole life, because your social media always used to be your whole life. But
the person conducting the interview who you saw at the bottom there, who's clearly uncomfortable with this, had been for a while on a live stream been discussing with Jonathan a number of topics. However, Jonathan, being a bit of a narcissist, can't help but spout his own bollocks. This in turn was a massive deflection from many of the very carefully, let's say meticulously queried subjects that the host wanted to cover. And that's because, and I can show a couple videos soon enough, when it comes to Jonathan, they just don't know how to not embarrass themselves. Here's Exhibit A.
When she was telling me how she used to have sleepless nights because she saw a video about puberty and thought, like, am I gonna grow facial hair? Am I gonna, like, I'm gonna have babies, right, when I grow up? Like, I'm gonna be a mummy, right?
your child's here, so I'll leave you to it. I hope she had a lovely day at school. Is it a weekday? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But thank you for talking with me.
All right, okay. All right, thanks.
Well, I'll disappear. I'll let you be with the children. All right, thank you.
What threw me off when I watched that video was that when I started digging, I found out that the Sakone Jolie family have a YouTube channel where they have catalogued their child's entire life, all their children's lives. They've talked about what it's like to be a parent to a trans child. It has been quite the ball ache to look at all this content and instantly notice how incensed I feel at seeing a family YouTube channel quite clearly take advantage and groom a child. That's what it is. It's been happening on YouTube. According to their Linktree, they're present on multiple platforms. And I'm not entirely sure how this can be considered remotely empowering. So when you then go back to Ollie London's tweet, dad who made his 6-year-old trans using his children for attention to get famous, there's a point to it. What makes Ollie London's tweet a bit irritating is that you don't actually have much context from the clip alone. You have to go and look at it first. When you start looking into people like this, Jonathan especially, he can espouse all the good he has done for his children and all the dogs he has in his life and all the TikToks they put out with all the kids they've got. It looks like they're doing something, but the reality is, nah, you're not. No, you're a terrible parent with a dead YouTube channel, and the only reason you're on TikTok is because you can ignore the comments.
I don't really have a plan or a script for this video, but I wanted to make it because I want to kind of like start again. 2008, I started making YouTube videos. You would have wanted, right? Then I spent the next like 14 years achieving all of that. Okay, well maybe like 10 years achieving all that.
I thought for an added swerve, I'd throw in one of their YouTube videos. Comments. Jonathan, yes, do start from scratch telling stories, creating new content, but please leave your beautiful innocent children out from your videos on all your platforms. Let them have a normal childhood. Another, Saying your kids haven't been the focal point of your videos is like saying water isn't wet. Another, it's time to give it up now. I used to enjoy your videos, but it's all getting a bit weird and uncomfortable. The amount of attention you need is also a problem. I feel sorry for the children. And you've never made the kids a focal point of your videos? Does documenting so much about Eddie's translation, it says there, ring a bell? The kids are in every single video. Of course you've made them a focal point. And yet on YouTube, the views aren't as good. You, Jonathan, are a terrible parent. I hope you see that. You get a lot of crap in your comments. The like to dislike is turned off, no one can see what it is unless you have the add-on, yeah. But I can be certain it's not good. But based on your social blade, you're doing worse than I am. Not on views, you're well ahead of me on that front. But you're losing over 10k subs every other month. You haven't gained subs in years. I wonder why.